Hi everyone, welcome to the Varathane How-To series. My name is Rob, and today I'm going to take you in an in-depth tutorial on how to transform an old thrifted cabinet into a new and trendy fluted cabinet. You're going to save so much time creating your own instead of having to buy one for thousands of dollars. I'm here to show you how easy it is. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I went to my local hardware store and got all the materials that I needed for this project. I started off by grabbing a big pack of dowel rods, which I'm going to trim down to the size of the drawers. I then went and grabbed a box with some 1-inch pin nails, as well as, you guessed it, some DAP wood glue so that I could attach these dowel rod pieces to the cabinet. I needed to replace that old hardware on these outdated cabinets, and so I picked up these really nice bronze handles. I also knew that I was going to have to do some sanding, so I went and I picked up some Gator speed sheets to scuff sand the existing finish off. Of course, safety glasses, some gloves, and ear protection. But the main star of this show and the main reason why we're doing this is a Varathane Total Control gel stain in these beautiful dark walnut and black colors. Now you might be wondering, why gel stain? Well, I chose gel stain because I wanted a stain that I could apply over any existing finish. Now that I have all my materials prepped, let's get into the build. All right, so I'm gonna start by measuring the drawers so I know how many fluted pieces to cut. So measuring the width, we've got 24 inches, 2 feet. And then measuring height, we've got 8 inches. Doing some quick math, that's 3.5 8-inch pieces per drawer. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cut everything on my chop stock. So now I'm just gonna cut these to 8 inches. It's a good idea, if you can, just try and get them as straight as you can and then wrap them up in tape. So it makes cutting way easier. You can just cut as you go. You don't have to cut individual pieces and be here for a while. I have all the fluted pieces cut and ready to go. Now, I'm gonna start scuff sanding. So to do this, I'm gonna use this Gator 180 grit speed sheet to scuff sand the surface. Now, this is not necessarily needed, but I'm doing this because I wanna get a little bit of the finish off just to help make the gel stain adhere a little bit better. All right, so sanding is done, and now I'm gonna remove the drawers, and I'm gonna take out this old, outdated hardware. Taking out the drawers is gonna make this a much easier project because we can just attach the fluted pieces to the actual drawer face. And you'll notice the surface of the drawers itself have not been sanded because we're not actually applying the stain to the surface here, we are just applying the fluted pieces. So let's get these off. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna apply a liberal amount of glue here, and you're gonna wanna spread it out evenly across your surface. To hold these pieces in place while the glue kind of dries, I'm gonna be using a couple of these pin nails to hold it in place. These are really nice because there is no head to them, so you won't see anything visible on the finished product. All right, all the dowel rods are securely attached, and now we get to begin with the fun part, the staining. Like I said, I'm gonna be using the new Varathane Total Control gel stain. So now before we start staining, make sure that you stir the stain and make sure you're wearing gloves while you're doing that. So I also will be using a bristle brush for this. Now this stain is perfect for a project like this because not only can I get in the horizontal spaces, but I can also work with the vertical spaces as well, meaning that I can work vertically up and down without it dripping. Another great feature, not only is it water-based, but it's got a low odor, which is great to use since I'm doing this project indoors. I'm gonna start stirring here, but make sure you're stirring for about a minute. Now that's because most of the pigments in your stains or even your paints sit on the bottom of the can. And we want to agitate this just enough to stir it up with the rest of the formula to get it mixed in nice and proper. And you'll know it's ready when you don't have a little bit of buildup at the end of it. So this is looking pretty good, actually. Key thing to note here when you are staining, make sure that you stain with the grain for the best results. And I'm only going to be going section by section here and wiping after about 1 to 2 minutes as I go. Make sure you apply a liberal amount on here. Cover it up. And look, no drips, no nothing. Simple and easy to use. Start wiping. Now you don't have to be very aggressive as you are wiping. Just even strokes up and down, up and down. Now you might see some slight discoloration. That's totally fine. You can always apply an extra coat. Look at that rich, even color too. All right, so the stain is dried and this cabinet is ready to be assembled. So to begin, I'm going to be attaching this bronze hardware piece that I got. Now they're about 5.5 inches long, but they're going to look great with this dark walnut brown color. And don't worry, because the bronze pieces actually have a pretty large hole to them. So if you do have any split pieces of wood, you'll never see it. It's a little added feature. Let's take a dry brush, get all those pieces of drilled wood outside of the corners. And then, check it out. I'm going to be staining the rest of the cabinet here with our Total Control gel stain in the color black. Now, this type of stain is going to be perfect for the project still because I can stain not only horizontally, but vertically with no drips, no runoff, no nothing. Same as with the fluted pieces. I'm going section by section and I'm going to wipe off the excess stain after about a minute or two here. So let's get started. All right, so the last step was just putting the drawers back onto the cabinet. And just like that, I transformed this dated thrift store find into an upscale, trendy, fluted cabinet. Thanks for following along, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and now know how easy it is to make your own piece of fluted furniture. Let us know in the comments if you do have any questions on any of the steps here or if you plan to build your own piece of furniture similar to this.